So a woman was arrested for spiking her husband's Mountain Dew with Roundup, and you're never going to guess why. That's right, this Michelle Peters from Missouri was caught on surveillance camera adding Roundup to her husband's Mountain Dew, trying to unalive him. Why did she do all this stuff? Because she felt like the husband didn't appreciate the 50th birthday party she threw for him. It was a surprise birthday party, and she said, he wasn't excited enough about it. He didn't appreciate me, so now I'm going to unalive him by poisoning his Mountain Dew. The husband became suspicious because he was the only one in the house who drank Mountain Dew. And he said it started to taste weird. He started to cough up blood and have intestinal distress and diarrhea, all these symptoms. And he said Mountain Dew tasted different when he bought it at the store than when he had it at home. So finally, he set up a camera and caught her spiking his Mountain Dew. Craziest thing about this whole thing is that she was only charged with 1 count of first-degree domestic assault and 1 count of armed criminal action. After, like I mentioned, he had been poisoned multiple times. So he'd already drank half a thing of Roundup that he found almost empty. So he'd been getting poisoned for weeks. And he had video footage of her doing it. Why is she not getting charged with attempted murder? You tell me. It's that female privilege. Then there was another case just this last month, almost identical. And then the other one, the third case that I just saw in the recent past 3 months, is that one, you probably saw the footage. The woman was literally caught on tape again, putting poison into the guy's coffee. You remember that video? It was in Arizona, and she got off with probation. According to a study, less than 10% of women who unalive their husbands are ever caught. That's because suspicion never tends to fall on these women. We have kind of a double standard as a society. We have a really hard time visualizing and seeing women as perpetrators of crime. This is especially egregious when you think of all of the crimes committed against children within the school system, right? Now that we finally have video cameras on our phones, we're catching this more and more, and you see these women that are abusing young children. How many are getting away with it even now? And what really makes me sad is that rhetoric that you hear from people talking about, pedos and how horrible they are, and they deserve the death penalty, and they deserve all this and that. There's so much vitriol that people have when it comes to that topic, right? Everybody gets fired up. But then when it's a woman doing it to a student, sometimes as young as 9-10 years old, people are upset, but it's nowhere near the same. They're like, wish that happened when I was young. And it's, like I said, it's both men and women that perpetrate this issue, and I think it's a big one, and we really need to refocus so that these crimes don't go unpunished. If it's done by a woman or done by a man, it should still seem just as severe. And you see it's the same thing, like a woman poisons a man. First thing people will say, probably in the same comments to this video, is like, I wonder what he did. I wonder what he did. He probably deserved it. Like, it's inconceivable to imagine that a woman is just going to whack her husband for no reason or for selfish reasons. I mean, there's really no good reasons for that to happen. I don't know. These kind of things always kind of get me fired up, and I hope we can change as a society and change our views on this thing, because if not, people are going to get hurt and people will be getting away with it. People are going to skirt justice. Anyway, what do you guys think?